Welcome to AG Reefers. This is my fiance and I's tank. We're brand new to YouTube, so we're going to go ahead and start it off with a light review and a tank setup, first impressions, and what we think of it so far. My fiance is out right now, so it's just going to be me today in this video. Alright, so today the light that we are going to be reviewing is the Relassy 300 watt full spectrum reef light. I bought this light off of Amazon for a whopping total of $87 with tax and shipping included. I've worked with Radions, which are anywhere between $300 to $700, and Kessels that are about the same price range. So this is going to be sort of a budget build. So let's kick it off with showing you guys the light in the tank. I've got a 20-gallon high with a 300 watt Relassy full spectrum reef tank light. It's just sitting on a PVC stand that I made at home. We have a Nano Seachay blower and a Seachem Seachay 55-gallon over-the-back filtration. This tank's been up and running for about 3 weeks now. Did a full cycle for the nitrogen cycle, and today we just added fish and some corals and some hermits. So more about this light. You can buy it off Amazon, eBay, anywhere online basically, and it is Relassy. That is the light name and brand. Overall, the coverage of this light is perfect for this tank. It's a giant panel with a bunch of LEDs. It's hard to tell on camera, but it just looks like a giant white blob to you guys. This tank light has 3 settings. It has full white and blue, full blue, and full white. A lot of reefers, depending on how experienced you are and what you're going for as a total result in image and coral growth, like to dial back the white light and have more blue light. That's the only downfall with this specific light, is the fact that it can't actually be dialed back. So it's either full blue or white, and full white. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean. So if we want to, that was the lowest setting. To have it at full 300 watts is a little overkill for this tank, but it does really, show up the color. And so there we go. That's off. That's your first setting. Second level, third level, and full. So that's something nice. You can dim it down depending on your power levels and how deep your tank is. And then with this also, you've got full blue, which to me, this tank is relatively deep for a 20-gallon. It's a 20-gallon high, so it has a lot of depth to it for a nano tank. And as you can see, this light at full power is still ridiculous. So let's go ahead and dial it down. That's the lowest setting on this light, and it is still lighting up the entire tank. That is crazy, guys. For $87, you can have full coverage of a 20-gallon high. As you can see, I just added some corals in. I've got red Montipora. I've got a Sunny D Poly. It's unhappy with us right now because it's still adjusting to our tank. I've got a green branch coral. I've got another poly and a red war coral. So over the next week, we'll go ahead and see how these corals react with, the light, and seeing how well it grows the coral. Mind you, if you're getting into saltwater, coral is a large investment, and they grow relatively slow, depending on what corals you want. So judging by what coral you want, I'm going more towards the soft corals with this tank and this light currently, just because it's kind of a budget build. This is something where you're just getting into saltwater itself and kind of messing around with parameters and stuff like that within your ecosystem. We have 4 clownfish, 10 hermit crabs, and a royal grama in there. They seem to be doing just fine. Like I said, 3 weeks in, and the nitrogen cycle went through. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it takes less. But overall, this $87 light, first impressions, is really good. The only downfall is that it doesn't have Bluetooth, so you can't control it from your app or your smartphone device. And you can't dial back the blue and white. So it's either full or it's not full. And that's one downfall, just because of the fact that, you know, some corals react different with, you know, white light. They like the blue light a little bit more. With your softies, it's not going to be a considerable difference in growth, just because softies are very hardy. Leather corals in particular, you might not get the color that you're wanting, but overall you're gonna be able to get that growth and that long flowy feeling to it, especially for those ones that, you know, you can't have an anemone because the tank is so new and not set up. So over the course of the week, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and take a look probably next week Friday, see how the corals are doing. Maybe I'll add a couple more corals. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. Kind of want to see where this light's going to go with how the corals are going to react to it and productivity of it. So with that, I would probably give this light a solid 8 out of 10, just because of the fact that it is so cheap and it gets full coverage. With the Radions and the Kessels, a lot of the times the LEDs are spread out over that course of the tank, and you'll get rays that'll go down in, or the shimmer effect across the top of the water, and that's really going to affect your par levels and how successful your corals are. Excuse me. With that is the Relassy 300 watt full spectrum reef review.